Before you judge the story, wait, because what you're about to see in just another moment. It's a decision that changed everything. One choice, one sentence, and one truth that no one saw coming. Stay till the end because the story might completely change the way you see people forever.
The restaurant was the kind of place where money didn't just talk, it whispered. Crystal chandeliers shimmered above polished marble floors, and every table held conversations wrapped in quiet luxury. It was the kind of place where billionaires didn't just dine, they performed. Claire moved swiftly between tables, balancing trays with practiced ease. She wasn't just a waitress. She was invisible. That's what this job required. Serve flawlessly. Speak softly and never interrupt the illusion of perfection. But tonight felt different. At the center table sat Victor Laurent, a name that echoed through business magazines and financial headlines. A billionaire known not just for his success, but for his arrogance. Claire recognized him instantly. He leaned back in his chair, expensive suit perfectly tailored, swirling a glass of wine as if the world belonged to him. Around him sat a few associates, laughing a little too hard at his jokes. Claire approached the table. "Good evening, sir. May I take your order?" Victor didn't even look at her. Instead, he spoke in French. "Elle ne comprendra même pas un mot," Hu said, smirking. His friends chuckled. Claire paused. Victor continued, still in French, louder now. "Look at her. Probably doesn't even know what wine we're drinking. These places hire anyone these days." Laughter spread around the table. Claire stood still, her face calm, but her fingers tightened slightly around her notepad. Victor finally glanced at her, amused. "Oh, I'm sorry," he said in English, mockingly polite. "Do you speak French?" There was a moment of silence. Claire met his eyes and smiled. "Yes, sir," she replied, perfectly in fluent French. The laughter died instantly. Victor blinked. "What did you say?" one of his associates whispered. Claire tilted her head slightly and continued, still in French. "I understood every word. Would you like to continue in French? Or should I switch back to English for your comfort?" The table went silent. Victor's smirk faded, but only for a second. Then he leaned forward, intrigued. "Well," he said, now in English, "this just got interesting." Victor wasn't embarrassed. Not yet. Men like him didn't get embarrassed. They got challenged. "So," he said, folding his hands, "a multilingual waitress. That's impressive. But tell me, what are you doing here?" His tone carried that familiar edge, polite on the surface, cutting underneath. Claire didn't flinch. "I work here," she said simply. Victor smirked again. "No, I mean someone who speaks French like that doesn't usually carry plates for a living." Claire's eyes didn't waver. "Sometimes life doesn't follow expectations," she replied. Victor leaned back, studying her. He wasn't mocking anymore. Now he was curious. "Where did you learn?" he asked. "Paris," Claire said. That got his attention. "Paris?" he repeated. "Doing what?" Claire hesitated for just a moment. "Studying." Victor raised an eyebrow. "And now you're here?" The question hung in the air, half judgment, half disbelief. Claire took a slow breath. "Yes." Victor picked up his glass again, but he wasn't drinking now. He was thinking. Something about her didn't fit the narrative he had already written in his head. "So what happened?" he asked. "Bad decisions? Wrong crowd? Life got too hard?" The table watched closely. This wasn't about food anymore. This was about power. Claire placed the notepad down gently. "My mother got sick," she said calmly. "Very sick." The room shifted. "I had to come back. Medical bills don't pay themselves." Victor didn't respond immediately. For the first time, there was no smirk. No joke. Just silence. "I had a scholarship," Claire continued. "Top of my class. But sometimes, responsibilities come before dreams." Victor stared at her. And for the first time that evening, he didn't look superior. He looked uncertain. The tension at the table had changed. Victor cleared his throat. "Well," he said, trying to regain control, "that's unfortunate." Claire nodded politely. "But," he added quickly, "life is about choices. You either rise or you stay where you are." There it was again. That quiet arrogance, that belief that success was simple. Claire smiled slightly. "You're right," she said. Victor relaxed, thinking he had won the moment. Then Claire continued. "But sometimes rising doesn't look the way people expect." Victor frowned. Claire leaned in just enough for her voice to carry, but not enough to break her professionalism. "You built your empire with money," she said. "I'm building mine with resilience." The table went still. Victor didn't speak. Claire continued, her voice calm but powerful. "You saw a waitress and assumed she was less than you. But you didn't see the daughter paying hospital bills, the student who gave up everything, or the person who still hasn't quit." Victor's grip tightened slightly on his glass. No one at the table moved. "You speak French," Claire said softly, "but you don't understand people." Silence. Heavy. Unavoidable. Victor opened his mouth, then closed it again. For the first time in a long time, he had nothing to say. Claire picked up her notepad again, her professionalism returning like a shield. "So," she said gently, switching back to English, "are you ready to order?" No one laughed this time. Victor looked at her, not as a waitress, not as someone beneath him, but as someone he had completely misjudged. "Yes," he said quietly. And this time, there was no arrogance in his voice,